Right, the last one in this little collection. Female Scorpion. La femme Scorpion déborde d'énergie et un petit côté hyperactif. So female Scorpio is overflowing with energy and has a little hyperactive side. Elle déteste la paresse et a besoin de bouger, de s'agiter pour se sentir vivante. So she hates laziness and needs to move and to, again, move, shake about kind of thing, to feel alive. Dans son travail, elle possède une grande force de persuasion. So in her work, she possesses a real, strength for persuasion. Mais son énergie débordante peut parfois devenir agaçante et la femme Scorpion ne se remet que très rarement en question. So basically, her abundant energy can at times be a bit annoying, and female Scorpio, would only analyze herself very rarely, okay? Sa devise, c'est un peu qui m'aime me suivent. She's a little bit, her logo is a little bit like, those who like me follow me kind of thing. As in, whatever. Certain people will like me, I need to relax. Les autres n'ont qu'à aller voir ailleurs. So anybody else can just bugger off. Elle donne, mais exige de recevoir beaucoup en retour. She gives, but expects to receive a lot back. La femme Scorpion est charismatique et a l'impression par sa volonté et sa détermination. So she's charismatic and she's impressive with her willpower and her determination. Mais elle est aussi très rancunière. So very bitter. Si elle n'obtient pas ce qu'elle veut, if she doesn't get what she wants. La native est volontaire et sincère. She's, good energy and sincere. Mais elle ne contrôle pas toujours ses émotions. So she can't always manage her emotions. Manage to keep them in. Mais sait se relever quand elle est à terre et peut résister aux situations les plus difficiles. So basically, she can pick herself back up when things are tough, and she can basically hold on in the most difficult situations. Good on you, girl. Ses réactions peuvent parfois être exagérées, so she can slightly overreact or exaggerate. Mais ça constitue la défense de la femme Scorpion. But that basically makes it part of her defense mechanism. On la dit parfois cruelle. En réalité, elle est sensible et se protège par une indifférence apparente de la moindre petite attaque qu'elle juge personnelle. So people will often say she's cruel, but in reality, she's very sensitive and protects herself from the slightest, with an apparent indifference to the slightest attack that she would consider personal. How is she with the chaps? La femme Scorpion utilise son charisme et affiche une assurance à toute épreuve pour charmer les hommes. So basically, she uses this charisma and this alleged, self-assurance, over anything to get on with men. To charm men. Ses relations amoureuses sont souvent tourmentées et peuvent tourner au rapport de force. So basically, it's not always an easy ride. No? C'est sans doute dû au fait que la femme Scorpion a beaucoup de mal à accepter les compromis indispensables au bien-être, à la pérennisation du couple. Yeah, so basically, she has difficulty accepting, compromises, okay, for the betterment of the couple. I basically, what would be a better word of pérennisation other than like the long term? Where are we? If you think of I can't think of a better word. If you think of gardening and perennials, yeah, as in that they carry on, so it's basically for the longevity of the couple really, but it's not the best translation. Elle est fière et ne cède pas facilement du terrain, so she's proud and she won't easily give up ground. Quand elle est amoureuse, elle a tendance à idéaliser son partenaire à tel point qu'elle peut être déçue. So when she's in love, she can idealize her partner to the point that she can be disappointed. Mais même si cela ne semble pas évident, la femme Scorpion apprend de ses erreurs et évolue. But even if it doesn't seem obvious, she does learn from her errors and evolves. Son instinct de survie et son côté battant peuvent prendre le dessus sur son caractère explosif. So basically, okay, her survival instinct, can basically can basically get the upper hand on her explosive character. lui permettre de contrôler davantage ses émotions, which will allow her to control even more, davantage even more ses émotions, et ainsi, and therefore, de trouver des solutions aux problèmes relationnels qu'elle rencontre, to find solutions to relationship problems that she encounters. La femme scorpion pourra alors vivre des histoires plus sereines et conserver intacts ses sentiments, so she can, or she will be able to eventually, live through these much more calm, much more serene relationships and keep her emotions intact. But that suggests she's been a bit disgenuine, I don't know. La native ne conçoit pas l'hypocrisie ou le mensonge. Interesting. I didn't know that was coming. So she can't conceive of kind of like hypocrisy or lies. Elle est toujours honnête et sincère, even though she's keeping her emotions hidden. I don't get that. So she's always honest and sincere, or maybe just control her own emotions. Et même si cela provoque parfois quelques disputes, and even if that will create some arguments, son amoureux peut ainsi être assuré qu'elle lui dira toujours la vérité. But her lover can be sure that she'll always tell him the truth, whilst not revealing her emotions. Male Scorpio. L'homme scorpion porte un intérêt certain au regard des autres à ce qu'ils pensent de lui. So male Scorpio, has a certain interest with regard to others and what they think of him. Il soigne son image et cherche l'approbation de ses pairs. So basically, he takes care of his image and hunts for the approval of his peers. Veut être aimé et reconnu dans ce qu'il fait. He wants to be loved and recognized in what he does. Le natif est ambitieux et n'a pas peur du danger. So he's ambitious and not afraid of danger. Il aime défier les interdits. So basically he likes a challenge. Yeah? Defy what is banned. Éprouver de fortes sensations. So basically feel strong sensations. Tester ses limites. Feel limits. God, don't they sound quite tiresome? The pair of them. Admirable, but quite tiresome. Alors, enfant, l'homme scorpion était sûrement casse-cou. Okay, so as a child, Scorpio male was basically a breakneck, as in basically, would do everything. So, casse-cou is breakneck, as in a breakneck speed, as in somebody that's a bit wild, bit adrenaline, motivated, whatever. Casse-couille, similar word, is somebody who's annoying, because they're breaking your balls. Aujourd'hui, même s'il est devenu plus raisonnable, il déteste se restreindre et peut sacrifier beaucoup de choses pour une passion. So today, nowadays, even if he's become more reasonable, he hates to restrain himself and can sacrifice lots of things for a passion. L'homme scorpion est volontaire et travailleur, il ne reste jamais vraiment inactif. So he's basically shows goodwill and he's a hard worker and he's never really inactive. Mais il est aussi rancunier et se vexe facilement quand il n'obtient pas ce qu'il veut. So, rancunier, I always go with bitter, but I'm sure there's better words. Resentful, I suppose, yeah. So a Scorpio male, he can also be bitter, resentful, and se vexe facilement and gets angry easily when he doesn't get what he wants. Ou s'il se trouve dans une situation inconfortable, if he finds himself in an uncomfortable situation. L'homme scorpion a un mal fou à prendre sur lui, ses émotions à fleur de peau le trahissent parfois. Ok, ses émotions à fleur de peau le trahissent parfois. If you have fleur de peau, then you basically have very, 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 the opposite of being thick-skinned, like thin-skinned. So basically, emotion à fleur de peau, that basically means emotions that would get through your skin very easily, as in quite a bit like the female Scorpio was saying, somebody whose emotions would come through very easily. Okay, so un mal fou à prendre sur lui. So basically, a lot of difficulty to carry around with himself because these skins, he feels things so strongly. Mais l'homme Scorpion n'aime pas être percé un jour. Interesting. Cela le contrarie beaucoup. So percé un jour basically means seen for what you are, like perceived in real light kind of thing. What would be a better seen right through, yeah. See right through. Yeah. So basically, yeah, doesn't like to be known for what they are. Yeah? Cela le contrarie beaucoup. Commence alors un engrenage dont il a du mal à se sortir. So from this begins a engrenage, is basically when cogs and things come together. We had the word earlier, like gears, where he has difficulty getting out of this. Mais l'homme scorpion est sincère avec ses amis et il se force pas et ne sera jamais hypocrite. But that said, he's sincere with his friends and doesn't, force him. He doesn't force, make an effort. He doesn't try too hard and wouldn't be hypocritical. Again, like with the Scorpio woman, I don't see how this meshes together with the other things they've said, but anyway. Scorpio male with women. Alors, pour l'homme scorpion, la femme représente le prestige. So for Scorpio male, women represent prestige. Yeah? La sienne doit donc être brillante et admirée. So his woman has to be brilliant and admired. Et le physique tient une place importante pour lui. And physical qualities have an important place for him. That sounds really, shit, doesn't it? I don't know if anybody's noticed, but in all of these versions, the male's been a worse character than the female. So il cherche d'abord à épater son entourage et à s'épater lui-même. So basically, he wants to kind of be... Épater is kind of like amazed, impressed. It's a combination of the two. Like there's it's amazed, but it's more like an impress amazed, as in to épate quelqu'un with your behavior, with your skill, with your things you can do. So he wants to do that to the people and himself have that sensation from his woman. Il a besoin d'une femme stable émotionnellement et optimiste pour pallier sa nature ombrageuse. Okay, so he needs a woman who's stable emotionally. Okay, I don't quite see how this will work. Who can basically get over her ombrageuse. So ombrageuse is kind of a bit of a slightly stormy, darky kind of personality. Yeah, a little bit. The idea being that there's something that's a bit hidden that might not then come out. That's, So you're coming from shade, but I wouldn't really ombrage in the personality. So, not always revealing everything. Yeah. So in other words, he would need a woman who's emotionally stable and optimistic to kind of get over his sort of slightly shady side. Yeah, he'd need putting out of himself. Quand il est amoureux, I understand the French, the emotional description of this, the balances on either side I'm having difficulty with. Quand il est amoureux, l'homme scorpion est attentionné, sincère et droit. So when he is in love, however, Scorpio male is attentive, sincere and correct. Le mariage ne lui fait pas peur. He's not afraid of marriage. Good on you, my son. Le jour où il aura trouvé sa moitié, so the day when he's found his other half, il n'hésiterait pas à s'engager. He'll be happy to, it's not to get engaged, it's basically to fully enter into the spirit of things. Il peut alors devenir un brin possessif. He can be a little bit possessive. Rien de plus normal selon lui. So, rien de plus normal. There's nothing more normal for him, than being like that. Sa fiancée représentant pour lui la femme la plus admirable du monde. So basically his fiancée for him being the most admirable woman in the world. So that, il veut pas se la faire voler. So he doesn't want to see her being nicked from him, yeah? L'homme scorpion n'est pas toujours très facile à vivre, mais il est généreux, honnête et ambitieux. So it's not always the easiest guy to live with, but he's generous, honest and ambitious. Une chose est sûre, on ne s'ennuie jamais avec un homme scorpion. I was just thinking that one thing is certain, you're never bored with a Scorpio male. Et s'il lui arrive de charmer, and if he manages to charm you, il ne papillonne jamais. He never flits around, Il cherche simplement à briller dans les yeux d'autres femmes. He basically wants to seem brilliant in the eyes of other women. Mais il n'a pas besoin d'agir pour se sentir rassuré. But he doesn't need to act to feel reassured. I'm exhausted reading about those people, Scorpios. But I don't know if the lack of boredom... Anybody I've ever been in love with has fascinated me. I've never been in love with a boring, safe person. They've always been completely fascinating and slightly difficult. So actually, do you know what? No, that's not true. That's not true. Fascinated, not difficult. I'm in love at the moment and they're not remotely difficult. They're a very, very, very easy person. Yes. Good. Yeah, but you need to be interested, don't you? Not just physically, you need that interest. Then you need that, wow, you fascinate me kind of quality. Good. Good, 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 good. But they're not a Scorpio.